And welcome back, everyone, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, playing as the Russian Empire. Patch 1.5 is here, and we are unfortunately going to have to start a new campaign in order to play the new patch, because new patch is awesome. New patch is going to be very good. Now, you might notice immediately that there is something a little special on the screen here, and that is the inclusion of a mini-map that allows you to scroll around. I actually believe that they increase the distance in which you can scroll out as well. Kind of feels like it, because these icons look a lot smaller, and it just feels like you can see a lot more of the map now as well. So I do appreciate that change as well. We also have a collection of new hulls. I'm not going to be getting into them, but Russia does have a few extra ones as well, so we'll be getting to see those as we get further into the campaign. I believe all the new hulls for Russia are mid to late game hulls. So, without further ado, let's start designing our ships. So, Russia actually starts, I believe the British, French, Russians, and Germans start with the highest level of dockyard size right off the rip. 13,000 tons, which is actually quite considerable when you consider the fact that this allows them to actually build semi-decent sized pre-dreadnoughts. Now, what we need to figure out is which one of these pre-dreadnought designs right here is going to be benefiting us the most. This one seems to be the one that we should go with, because this just offers a much more comprehensive secondary battery. So we'll go with this hull. But yeah, so you could definitely get a lot out of building ships via the Russians and the Brits and the French and whatnot, because it starts with the capacity to do so. What's our max speed? 18. Let's go ahead and actually let's start off at 16 for these bad boys. Let's do that. We'll get our towers, get our funnels. Would it be beneficial to go with a couple medium funnels, like so? Yeah, I think that's the way we want to do that. Now, people, I see comments all the time of people asking, like, why do I not, try to max out the engine efficiency as much as possible? Trying to max out engine efficiency early, like in this era, is nigh impossible. There's no reason to try to do it, because the technologies that boost engine efficiency start coming into play later on. And it also is more reliant on the level. If you can look here, the horsepower per engine ton is what plays into your engine efficiency. The higher the horsepower, the more efficient the engine, thus the further you're going to be able to go on said engine. So across the board, early on like this, right out of the gate, and even just the first decade, you can kind of just skimp on the engine efficiency and it's not going to really do much. So we're not going to be concerned with it all that much. For this ship, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a 9-inch gun battleship, because just for the sake of fire rate and the efficiency of everything, 9-inch guns on your starting battleships are generally speaking the way to go. We're not going to be building many of this class, because they're not going to be like, it's not efficient to build a lot of battleships as the Russians. It's efficient to build a lot of destroyers and a lot of cruisers, but having the battleships to offer some meat to your fleets is definitely required. And we're going to specifically be positioning these ships in 2 different locations. So then secondary guns, we might be able to put some, nope, okay, so it's all casement guns that we can put on here. How many? Okay, so the side ones can be 4-inch guns, so we'll use 4-inch guns, because we want the largest caliber of gun possible on our broadside, because then that gives us the most possible damage over time. And then let's go ahead and fill out with the last of the 2-inch batteries. 2-inch batteries, as we've established previously, 2-inch batteries are great. They serve a good purpose of being the rapid-fire Gatling gun of a cannon that allows them to engage torpedo boats and destroyers. So we definitely want to have those 2-inch guns on there. Let's go ahead and fill out our upgrades real quick. Now, these ships are not going to be particularly well armored. They are not meant to be the end-all be-all class of ships. So we're going to go with an 8 main, 4-inch fore and aft belt, 1-inch main deck, and 1-inch deck across the board, 1-inch superstructure, and then we'll go with a 10-inch conning tower. Let's go ahead and do a half-inch citadel inner deck, and then let's go ahead and do 12, 12, 3, 3, 3, cut these down to 6, and then we're going to boost the size of our 4-inch guns as heavily as possible, because we want the 4-inch guns to do damage. These things are meant, we need these things hitting the enemy in a good way, and the further out they're able to fire, the better off that we're going to be when it comes to engaging stuff like torpedo boats and whatnot. Now, in regards to the armor protection, we could probably get away with increasing. Let's go ahead and increase the fore and aft belt a little bit. Let's go ahead and get the main belt. Okay, so perfect. A 10-6. This is actually a really good standard for this era, is a 10-6 build. This is basically impossible to sink for most light guns. They're just not going to be able to have enough power except at very close range to get penetrations. And the large caliber guns, I'm not really scared of anything other than a 12-inch gun at this era. So excellent little ship design right here for us. And I don't know what it is, but these 1890s hulls, they do have an aesthetic, and you just can't ignore it. All right, so now let's go ahead and design ourselves, possibly design ourselves a heavy cruiser. No, we're not going to do that. So what we will do instead is we will take a. We can put 6-inch guns on this. So what we will do is we will use this as a protected cruiser. So let's go ahead and let's push this up to 17. Let's max out the displacement. Let's go ahead and build her out. We're just going to throw the towers on there. We'll worry about aesthetics here in a moment. So the whole purpose of this ship is going to be, it offers some heavier guns for our other ships to be supported by. So let's go ahead and fill this out. See, okay, it doesn't harm the, okay, having all those 2-inch guns doesn't really harm anything, so we're good there. We'll go ahead and throw, for some reason we can't do that. You do that though. Now we're going to no. Well, we will mess with the draft. Okay, so then that's a little funky looking. Yeah, we'll live with it. And then gun-wise, can we really put anything else on it? We might be able to. No, we really can't. All right, so then we'll have these as, these will be like just a stand-in protected cruiser that will offer us a little something to have with our ships. Just a little something extra, you know, nothing major, nothing like great, but something that is just a little more than what we would normally have. And then go ahead and reduce that like that. Get that like so. And then I think that's about it. So just a light protected cruiser that's got enough armor that it's not, you know, completely pointless, but it's got the bigger guns. It's able to, you know, do a little more damage. And this is more meant as a patrol ship. It's not meant to be a fleet ship. It's meant to be, okay, I build like 10 of these in total, and they kind of just sit in a port kind of deal. These are what these are for. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then let's go ahead and build out our torpedo cruiser. So the torpedo cruiser, of course, everybody should know the torpedo cruiser by now. It's kind of a mainstay of the community when it comes to cruisers, because it's really efficient, especially in the early game, to just build out a really early game cruiser that's super efficient. Just kind of does what it needs you to. Just does what it needs to do. It doesn't. It's not flashy. It's not special. It's just there to kind of shoot things, have fun, not give a fuck. And it's just laden with guns. Like the Russian light cruiser or torpedo cruiser is particularly nasty because of how many guns it does carry. And with how many torpedoes it has, this thing will Gatling gun anything that it comes up against. So it's a particularly nasty little fucker. Let's go ahead and throw a Citadel on there. All right, and the nice thing about the Russian torpedo cruiser is, here, I need to kind of play with this. Okay, we're gonna reduce the number of guns on it. We're gonna reduce the number of guns, get a little extra protection for our money. But the nice thing about the Russian torpedo cruiser is the fact it can go to a 2-inch main belt and 2 forward, 2 aft very easily. I don't know why, but I think it's actually one of the most well protected torpedo cruisers in the game. So it definitely has that advantage in that it's able to be pretty well protected. And with some upgrades and a few other things like that, you can really make this ship kind of shine. Let's see if we can get rid of this offset. Just kind of throw the offset as... Why is that icon like that? Weird. Do I like that? Or do I have the tonnage to do that? No, I really don't have the tonnage to do it. Nah, well, let's go with let's just go with 2. What range does it give us? It gives us almost 10,000. Yeah, okay, we'll kind of try to optimize this just as much as possible. Aft offset of that much. Ooh, now the 4 offset's a lot. Now I wonder, could I do this? How balanced would that be? Okay. We'll go with it like this. And we'll just space these out just a little bit. Yeah, we'll just go with that. A little bit of a citadel that I don't want, but it is what it is. Trying to just make sure that offset's as minimal as possible. Alright, save, and then we move on to our torpedo boats. Our favorite class of ship here at the channel. Because we love just charging the enemy and killing them and murdering their families. What do you say? Alright, so let's go ahead, throw the tower on there. That's a very basic setup. You know, you guys have seen it a million times. 2-inch guns. And then torpedo tube. Tube. Why is that offset so freaking much? Yeah, it is what it is. Tube. Alright, and then increase the size of those. So that is our fleet. So battleship, protected cruiser, light cruiser. This cruiser can never really increase its hull, whereas this cruiser can. Once we research some tech. This ship, of course, we're building 1 million of them, and you know, it is what it is. So, are you guys excited? Are you guys excited? Alright, so we're going to start with our... Oh, we can't build 4 of them, you bastards. Alright, so we're going to build 3 battleships. 2 are going to be located in Kronstadt. Ooh, I forgot they updated. They said they were going to do this. So 2 are going to be in Kronstadt. 1 is going to be in Vladivostok. Vladivostok. So this will give us coverage on the Baltic and on the Sea of Japan, and then we're going to put 2 protected cruisers in Sevastopol. So we'll go ahead and build 2 of those. These are going to be in Sevastopol. And then we're going to put 2 more in... We'll use in reality, we'll use Pati, I think, as the base for the defense fleet, and then we'll use Archangelisk for the defense fleet, and then Murmansk will have the proper cruiser squadron in it. So let's go ahead and pop 2 more of these bad boys in Archangelisk. Then we're just gonna build as not that many torpedo boats, apparently. Okay, so what we'll do is just set these 2 to Vladivostok. Alright, so building very few ships right off the rip, but we are going to build a lot very quickly. So then let's go over to research. Research-wise, engines, armor quality, and do I just leave the 3rd one unchecked? I think I do. But we definitely need armor tech. We definitely need engine tech. You know what? We'll tick boilers. We'll run 1 year as this setup, and then we'll tick boilers off. I think, or yeah, we'll tick boilers off. I think maybe because getting to Harvey is still mandatory. We have to get to it. And then in relation to our building of infrastructure, we're going to do it year by year. Now, most people would be like, oh, why are you going to do it year by year if you're planning on building battleships? There's kind of a good reason for it. Just personally, I don't see the point in just being like, oh, hey, you know, always do 2 years or only do a year or whatever. I do it based on how I'm feeling for the time. That's all. All right, so to explain the goals of the campaign, now that we've gotten everything set up and we're about to start, the goals of the campaign are to retain our borders while then also retaining the Russian Empire. Our goal is to basically paint the entirety of the world blue. Kind of a world conquest kind of deal. We're gonna see how fast and how hard we can get it done, and we're gonna go for a definitive world conquest with this one. Now, politics wise, I think we're going to engage the Austrians first. We're going to engage the Austrians first. And as such, I believe that the French would be a good ally. So let's go ahead and improve relations with the French. Now, the reason why I don't want to ally with the Italians, for example, is because the Italians have a land border with Austria. They will start to take Austrian lands. I don't want them to take Austrian lands. I want Austrian lands. So, we are going to have to prevent that from happening. Now, our main goal, very quickly, very harshly, is to establish dominance against Austria-Hungary. It is to prevent them from being able to trade, and it's to sink as many of their ships as possible to decrease the effectiveness of their army. The more of their ships and the more of their army efficiency we're able to drop, the better we're going to be in the long run. So we want to focus that very, very hard. I think there will be about a 2-year, maybe 3-year build-up to hostilities. Our economy, if we look real quick, we're sitting at 6.26 growth per year, so we're not growing too quickly. If we look at our due to the fact that we're a monarchy, we have 100% naval budget, 35% GDP growth, 25% province income. And we also get a massive modifier to unrest. So we're kind of in a not great position. So we got to try to figure out how to get out of that not so great position. That's kind of the problem right now. So let's go ahead and limit those guys, and then let's start building our torpedo boats. Actually, we gotta let the cash build up a little bit so we can actually build them. Now the goal is to try to get as many torpedo boats built as quickly as possible so that we can cause as many issues as possible for the Austrians. We also have the fleet in Kronstadt, which we need to reinforce with some light cruisers as well. So we need to be mindful of that as much as possible. Let's go ahead. Yes. Very nice. We're building 30 torpedo boats right now. So that's very good. I think the goal, I think 100 should be good for our uses for just these initial torpedo boats. Again, they're just meant for swarm tactics. Later on, they will be turned into minesweepers, so they will eventually fill another purpose. Maybe I should go to 200. Maybe 200 is a good number. We'll see. We'll have to see. But we want to keep building up our income. We want to keep building up our treasury. Make sure that we are sustaining ourselves quite well. And then start getting our relations up. For some reason, the relations with the French actually dropped. What the hell, France? What are you doing, bud? Let's go ahead and get... let's get 4 cruisers building for Kronstadt specifically. Let's make sure these are all set to limited when they come out of the dockyards. All right, there we go. Cool. Boosted those relations. We're about to finish up nickel steel. We're about to get lighter boilers, which will help our weight situation quite a bit as well. We most likely won't refit with nickel steel. I don't really see the point to it. You know, compound steel armor, for example, is or iron plate. Iron plate is pretty pretty basic, run of the mill. Compound armor is, you know, a lot more expensive, a lot heavier, technically speaking. Not much of a improvement over iron plate. Nickel steel, you start getting an improvement over compound armor, but nickel steel is incredibly expensive. And I think the cost of Harvey armor is only 30%. So really, in reality, you're looking at it's like going from compound to Harvey is a better jump than going from compound to nickel. You know, it's purely up to you. Let's keep building away. Probably this coming turn, be able to queue up a few more light cruisers. We want to put couple more light cruiser in Sevastopol, so we'll go ahead and build a couple Rindas to go into Sevastopol as well. We also need to build a couple for Vladivostok, so we should we'll go under a little bit, but not too much, I think. No, we're still in the green. Still in the green. Very nice. So we'll send these guys to Vladivostok. Cool. So this will give us some extra cruisers over here. I kind of want to put I don't think I'll build too many of the protected cruisers because they are very antiquated hull design. So we might not build too many of them. I just want something with a bigger gun than 4-inch, helping protect these two areas here in the Black Sea and here in the North Sea. So it's kind of my mentality. I might build a couple more, but nothing major at this point. Is they are, you know, almost double the price of our light cruisers. So, and then we're almost to the point of being able to queue up our next 30 torpedo boats. And then at that point in time, it's just all about getting the ball rolling. And I keep forgetting to improve relations with the French. Damn it. So let's do that first before we queue up the ships. So let's go ahead and queue up another 30. Lose a little bit of money there for a second, but be right back into the green. And then let's go ahead and let's get another 2 cruisers in Kronstadt. There are 2 there. got ships building for... Oh no, I did not queue those up. So let's get actually 2 more and put them in Archangelisk for our defense of that region, so we don't just get raided. Because convoy raids are annoying. And I think we're going to go ahead and let's finish up the video by getting to the turn of the year. So let's just go ahead, press the button a few times, let these ships build, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the video. Which we are, you know, again, having the shipbuilding industry that you technically do start with as Russia. If you're able to make the moves to not turn into a communist right off the bat, you tend to do quite well with Russia. Russia is a fun nation to play. My play testing, I've thoroughly enjoyed playing as Russia. So we'll have 6 light cruisers, 2 battleships. I would love to get a 3rd battleship for Kronstadt, because I want to put a heavy focus on this region, but it also incentivizes me to put some more appropriate forces down here in the Black Sea as well. So I think what we're going to do, let's move these 2 to Poti, and then we will build another 2 cruisers to go into Poti, which then will allow us to then to start using Sevastopol as our main naval base, because Odessa and Sevastopol, they kind of work in conjunction. Novosibirsk is a little bit of the same. Like, these kind of, because they're just not big enough, you tend to split up the fleet into different ports. So, but yeah, I think what we're going to push forward and try to get done is get an extra couple battleships built and put into the Black Sea so that we can start building up our forces to face off against the Austrians. Let's go ahead and improve relations again, because we forgot to do that again. And now that we have hit the 1st year, let's go ahead and I think we'll actually keep doing the boilers. I think we're going to go ahead and tick off armor quality. So we'll go ahead and let boilers run for another year, and then we'll turn that off, and then we'll let engines run for a 3rd year, and we will turn that off after that. Let me go ahead and check how much is it going to be to start building these. Do we have the space to build them? Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and queue them up, and we'll have these bad boys in Sevastopol. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 1st episode of the Russian Empire campaign. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's have some fun. Have a good one.